Hey guys, me Misha. Everything I say is not financial advice, my personal opinion. Let's take a look at the markets. I think it's time for checking in the monthly levels. I'm out of good ideas, so I don't want to spend too much time on shorts on the market is closed. So this, I think, there was a volume and try to protect. I hope you like my shaved look. It's for a project. And I like to shave off the beard sometime, just to get some fresh look. But I'm looking for new situations. Wolf of Wall Street, anyone? There is always a situation. It's interesting. Gosh, this noise, you hear that, right? Someone is drilling something, or I don't know. This is, yeah, this is in correction, so this 0.5 doesn't really matter anymore. However, this does matter. And technically speaking, doesn't make any sense, but that's the sign of strength. Just a sign of strength. It's a good volume. Just a little charging to calm myself down. I'm a little what's the English word I'm looking for? I don't know, a little anxious. You know what's interesting is when you like go sober for long enough, like me. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 years. I just drank chai yesterday in Phil's cafe at 4 p.m. Couldn't get to sleep till 2 a.m. in the morning, at least. Probably more. Stayed late, went to see my acting class, the one I graduated from in 2016. That was nice to see my acting coach and the kids he's teaching, he's coaching. Ooh, what a break. Oracle. What? Ooh. Interesting. So that's the biggest volume. Interesting. Oracle just gallops. Yeah, Rasputin. Raspatska, that sounds like Rasputin, doesn't it? That's a break. Oh, that's interesting. How it didn't go. I'm not sure that interesting is necessarily the word I'm looking for. Always mix them up. Word and world. Go figure. So it wasn't a break. But then boom, it was not. It's not a balance, for sure. Yeah, that's sad. Because that looked like it's going down, but then it was like, no, never mind. Well, the good news, there was nothing here to work off. Unless something on a day trade. But yeah, look how it was obvious that market is going down. And then it didn't. Shit happens. Boosh. Solid move. I'm sorry. Ugh. Nothing I could have worked off. This United Health thing is struggling. We all know the dramatic events that happened to it. And I understand, I'm talking about the murder. However, I understand the murder was... I'm very careful with my words right now. There is nothing that can justify the murder. But I understand there was some clients, unsatisfied clients. So I even understand there's some sentiment to justify the murderer action. Not for me though. Even if the CEO was a crook and the whole company was a scam, nothing can justify physical violence. That's how I've been taught by my mom. And I live by this rule. Here again, you see, like for short, how do I do short? I don't know. Transition extreme is actually here, but splash, test. Huh. So funny. But that would need a close manipulation signal. Unless I wanna claim that this is a balance. And I don't want to claim that. Oops, sorry. Oh, you guys, by the way, I'm thinking about buying a microphone to enhance my YouTube channel so that you can hear me better. I think I'll do it rather sooner than later. I need it for my self-tapes. So I don't need it. Like, iPhone records just fine in terms of everything. But I kind of want it. Because I remember there was this guy who once complained on my stream on TradingView that he could hear me clicking the keyboard. And anyhow, just like to make it feel better, I think, yeah, my little YouTube channel can benefit from me getting the equipment. And I'm kind of like always reluctant to do that because it's additional equipment, needs to be plugged in, and like additional things to keep in mind and check and troubleshoot and, you know, transport if I decide to move again, which I do quite often. Meantime, that would be a nice 0.5 in the balance. Yeah. This is hard to tell what it is. I wouldn't call it a balance. Morgan's. There's so many. I will never work through this list. These guys just either. Don't think it's gonna last like super long, and yet it's interesting. It's good for short, yeah. I want to see new monthlies and find something. And I never have time nowadays. I think time is just an excuse. I'm like so excited about working again in film and television. I think that just like so satisfying and consuming for me that it's interesting, but this would be the test level. Yeah, right there. Look how beautifully it works. So these two bars are neglectable because they're a weekend. So here's a little entry. This transitioning strum. So if there's anything here, but nothing, goes down, down. Well, yeah, look at this. Booms. Taiwan Semiconductor. Look at this guy. What a recovery. What a beautiful recovery. Now a chopper. The heck is going on here? Citigroup. Oh. That's a transition extremum. And we don't need a close manipulation signal. However, it's a powerful break. Weak first bar. Well, I could say it's a balance. I wouldn't say it's a balance. So, but anyhow, it just goes higher. Oops. No. Give me back my list. In short, it's good for short. Would you want to join the market here? Because I wouldn't. Technically, it goes there. Wait, where are my monthly levels? What happened to them? Days, they're there. Here you go. That's interesting. Boom. Is her name Katie Woods? Does it not show? Huh, interesting. And it doesn't pay dividends? Oh. This dividend says no bueno. Awesome. Good for short. But if it closes in a break, the reaction bar closes above, the T1 level, then officially it's in the break. Officially it broke the level. And good in continuation of the trend if the bar closed bullish. That's an interesting development. Huh. It's right at the level. Boom. I don't know where this thing goes. But it's sure at the monthly resistance level. That far I can tell. Yeah, let's add to my endless list of stocks good for short. Too short. Good job breaking even here. Like some micro profit. Because the stock is actually, yeah, actually it should, once it closed bearish here, yeah, can cut off the levels. Because now monthly contradicts yearly. Superior time frame. So now it can be something like this maybe. Because it's official correction on yearly. Yeah. That's funny, but that's one sign of strength, and that's two sign of strength. And that's the and that's the level of test of sign of strength. Believe me or not. Yeah, the volume is weird. The volume on the up thrust is way bigger than the volume on the sign of strength. Where is this volume coming from? So I wouldn't trust this up thrust that much. Everything is so like not pretty. That looks alarming. Not the biggest volume, but significant. There was volume. It's a new transition extreme. Hmm. 0.5. Too much of a volume. UBS. My only real stop loss in 2024. What was it in 2024 though, or was it 23? It might have been 23. It's been a while. I had my rule. I still have it, like one real stop a month. It just I don't employ it. Pretty much ever since then, I think. You guys, I don't like losses at all. I'd rather sit and wait for years to break even collecting my dividends. And that's my comfort zone. That's maybe it'll change, maybe it'll not. But it's important to find your own style, your own comfort zone in anything you do, including trading and investing. You got to be comfortable. Making yourself uncomfortable while learning, and as the part of learning experience, is important as well. However, in the core of operation, there should be something that relates to you and resonates positively. That's an interesting move. 0.5 and higher. Yeah, everything just went up crazily. It's alarming. I like when stocks move smoothly. That was actually technically an up thrust. Interesting, like when you revise, you're all charging and all of a sudden you see things that are more evident. And I think back then I already was using the old, that's a balance, the old spread rule. However, look, let's show an entry today. Done. But you remember this, the stock, the one before, where huge drop on earnings and then it just didn't go? I don't remember the ticker, but it went all the way back. Well, technically, well, and again, extraordinary volume also can be, it's alarming, it's concerning. Like, why is it so big? Is it an exhaustion volume? Too far from 0.5 to be an exhaustion, but, and it's earnings, so that's understandable. However, and unvolume top thrust anyway, so no worries. It is a balance, but unvolume top thrust, so one problem less. Yeah. Well, you know, not that big. let's look through it. Let's close the Gestalt. The Gestalt. It's freaking correction, so it goes all the ways, and it's in a balance all, so we'll be ooh, that's interesting to say the very least. We got the stock ice. I don't want to get political. Well, it's hot right now. It's hot. And it looks like the pressure on Los Angeles slowly decreases. There's a Supreme Court ruling, and Trump released half of the National Guards deployed, and it looks like the ICE raids moved to more rural areas. So, or at least it feels like that societal attention, the shift of the attention, media and societal is moved. That's how it works. Unfortunately, there is only that much time that society can stay in focus on certain topic, and then it just needs to move on. And media follows because they just kind of try to stay ahead of the curve. So if the news is that big, they move on. They don't care. News is just news. They make a buck, like everyone else. I don't know if like I want to see it as the balance. It's like a balance where the creek expands so violently. But regardless, it's a transition extremum, unvolumed, volumed, not the biggest volume, but volumed. Yeah, we need to see how it interacts with the transition extremum, local extremum. We need the wave to form. So my short watch list is endless right now, which in a sense suggests that I should be more conservative with my long trends, because a lot of the market, and I think that I have a grasp on the American market right now. I don't know how many stocks I have, but maybe like, and ETFs. I think over 200 by now. That's interesting. So, and S&P is like, S&P is 500, and Russell small caps are 2000, and I don't know how much there is in Nasdaq and Qs. But yeah, I think with like over 200 stocks, it's fair to say that I have, what's the English term? Statistically representational pool of stocks. Sorry, I studied statistical analysis in Russian language. I don't know the terms. My high school was in English, so everything I studied in high school in terms of sciences was pretty much, I know the terminology, but not for the stuff. Like in my college, I went back to studying in Russian. So I have blank spots. Yeah. Oh, and this is like 200 stocks altogether, Russian and speaking of the evil. But yeah, I think I might be eating someday, but this is more than enough to make money on the market. I'm pretty positive about that. I'll continue keeping an eye on Fjord tomorrow, depending on what time my call time is. And this is 1 bar rule. But yeah, um, this is pretty much 1 bar rule as well. But yeah, if I'll have a chance, I wouldn't mind to short on Fjord way more rather than on, and it's on volume top thrust, believe me or not, rather than the Procter Gamble, because I don't have any shares on Procter and Gamble, but on the this is also bizarre because it didn't close the break yet. I think it will with the, oh, volume like the, what is this volume? What is it trying to tell us? What the heck? This volume is so big. Regardless, it's not a break yet. And it's all here. So if it was a break and continuation of the trend, that would be perfect 0.5 from the previous T2 and volumed spring. Not the biggest, so that would need a test. Not really, the volume is there. Maybe yeah. But it's not in the break yet, and maybe this is the level. We'll see about that. Anywho, my point was tomorrow my watches are, holy crap. Boom, boom. Russian market. My daily watches are, this is not going well. I got the dividends on the positive side. They pay often. April, number 4 months, and 7, no, every 3 months makes sense. What's my take profit on this? Yeah, I wouldn't mind to short here because I still have shares, these shares. So I very much would love to do a little short on this stock. And then keep on looking at this once again. I don't know what I'm looking at and for, because, or maybe if it's going to be expanding this level till it closes in a break. However, when it closes in a break, and if it continues to expand, it will close an up thrust. And if it closes the end of impulse, then continuation of the trend is not going to be possible anyways, so we'll have to do the 0.5 like this. But I keep an eye. Yeah. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I want to go. Trade responsibly on your own. Never listen to anyone. No one knows anything. Learn and grow in the community of like-minded people. Take care now. Bye-bye.